Hello, everyone. I'm the Vacuuminator.
I'm Buster.
And this week in Toku, we're going to be discussing the Revice movie, the Decker movie, and a Saber special. But before all that, Buster, how you doing?
It's been a lazy but chill day. I've been working on school stuff because finals and. But also, I finally got everything re-uploaded plus a new video. I think I'm gonna take a break from uploading until I can get the Heisei compilation all polished and done. So that's gonna be a thing. And also, I have to work. I'm planning to work on a Reiwa Kamen Rider So Far video. So that'll be fun. After the Heisei comp, I'm not sure what the exact plan for that is, but I do know I want to work on that. Cause I was originally gonna. Here's the thing. I was gonna do it at the end of the Heisei comp, but then Vac himself told me, "Hey, this is a bit. This was."
I like how you refer to me like I'm not in the call.
Yeah. Well, you are in the call. Well, I just himself, the guy who I'm co-hosting this with.
I am the call.
Yeah. But yeah. So. Yeah, he just told me that would overblow it. It'll probably work better as its own video. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna do its own video. So because I do have Saber and Revice reviews I need to re-upload, so I'll just why not freaking include that plus a 01 video. But that's channel update stuff aside. I'll talk more about it when I plug my stuff. Hey, how are you doing?
It has been an insanely busy week for me because it's been the holiday weekend, so I've been dealing with the normal holiday stuff on top of editing all the pre-shot content for the summit minus Boingo's lecture, and getting that all uploaded and scheduled. Also, it was the anniversary of my father's death this weekend, so we had to do something for that. And just a lot of general life upkeep got done in the last week or so because I had the extra time and I needed to catch up on that kind of shit because of spending so much time prepping for and then doing the summit in the last month and a half. So it's been very busy, and it still feels pretty busy because I just went back to work after 5 days off today. But in reality, today is actually a big slowdown for me. I'm experiencing the global freeze at the moment.
Well, watch out for those road builds.
But yeah, mostly things have been okay here. And you know what else is okay? Supporting modular media. So, guys, if you're enjoying this podcast, if you enjoy this series of podcasts, please like the video. Comment down below with your thoughts on some stuff we discussed this week in Toku. Subscribe and ring that bell in order to enable notifications to get every episode delivered to your inbox as it comes out, as well as the other two podcasts we do here at Modular Media and the upcoming Modular Summit content and a couple year-end podcasts we're planning. It's going to be a busy month in December for the entire Modular family because we got a lot of content releasing on this channel. We've got a lot of content releasing on our individual channels. I'm sure Boingo's going to be streaming a lot, and Cody will probably still post photos of toys somewhere. But yeah, just be sure to help out and support us. Follow us on Twitter to keep up with news and updates. It's at the Modular Media. And join the subreddit r/Modular Media in the event Twitter implodes. But that's all the plugging I have to do this week. But before we get on to news proper, we want to do a special little shout out because the day we're recording this, it will be yesterday for those of you listening to it, but at the moment as we're recording this, it is Toshiki Inoue's birthday! Happy birthday, Toshiki Inoue, you magnificent bastard!
Yeah, the guy who's currently writing Donbrothers and who wrote Jetman and who wrote a bunch of Phase 1 Heisei Kamen Rider, which includes Agito, good chunk of Ryuki. He wasn't the head writer for Ryuki, but he did write a lot of episodes for Ryuki. Faiz, second half Hibiki infamously, and head wrote Kiva.
Yeah, I sincerely doubt Inoue will ever listen to this podcast, so I feel perfectly comfortable saying he's a very hit or miss writer for me. I hated Faiz, but I'm enjoying Donbrothers a lot, and he's written a couple other things I've seen here and there that I thought was okay, but I know he has a huge cult following. I know Buster's a big fan of him, and he's an incredibly important person to the history of mainstream tokusatsu with how much he influenced Super Sentai and the Kamen Rider Heisei era.
Yeah, I'd say I don't think I would be nearly as into the Toku analysis scene without his shows, honestly. Jetman was basically the first. It kicked off this year's videos, which had to get re-uploaded, but there was a reason I made the Jetman video the first re-upload on the new channel. because I'm just like it's that good of a show and I'm that passionate about it, and I'm really excited to re-upload the reviews of his of the shows he had wrote for Heisei Kamen Rider when I finally get around to dusting off the Heisei compilation. So yeah, and I'm like Shogeki Goragon. That's a super fun show to talk about and think about and even watch. So just
That's something I've been meaning to watch for years. I remember back when it got first announced, and I was like, "Oh, this looks interesting. I hope it gets subbed in a timely manner," and then it didn't.
Well, it's fully subbed now. So.
Yeah. But if something new doesn't get subbed, like within a week of the episode coming out, I will just completely forget about it. I am that bitch.
Valid. But yeah, I honestly Inoue is a very important figure for like tokusatsu in general. It just like he's fun. He does a lot of funny pictures of him out there. Go like freaking look at him at Google Images. You'll find a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, so happy birthday, Inoue. Hope you had a good one. Here's to many more. But let's move into news proper with more Godzilla merchandise. There's fucking minor Godzilla merchandise announcements every week, it feels like now. Starting off this week with some official Bandai Godzilla hoodies, which mostly look okay, and then that Jet Jaguar one goes hard.
Yeah, that same thought. Next. I want that Jaguar one, but like I think this is Japanese.
Yeah. Also, there is a lottery currently going on for a Medicom vinyl of Biollante that's kind of cheapy-fied and is fucking huge. It's 16 inches tall. This is like a centerpiece for a collection. And by the way, enter to win is not like enter to get this thing for free. It's enter to have the opportunity to purchase it. And it's going to be about $1,500.
You know, gambling sucks. That's all I gotta say.
Toy companies be wildin'.
Yeah.
But sometimes that wildin' be good, especially when it's fucking highly articulated, immaculately detailed shit, like the new Soul of Chogokin Type-Free Machine Dragon, aka Mechagodzilla, aka Kiryu.
Yo!
I've always been a fan of this design, and it seems like anytime Bandai does a figure of it in Soul of Chogokin or SH Monster Arts or anything like that, it just looks cooler and cooler. And this looks like the best one yet. If you don't have a figure of this design and you like it, or you like the movie or whatever, this is definitely a great opportunity to get one, though it is going to be on the very pricey end because it's Soul of Chogokin. Those are like Megazord size. They're made for adult collectors. They're super premium. They got the medals and stuff, so it's $250 odd.
It looks sick, but I don't think I'll buy it.
Yeah. So that's usually my take on Soul of Chogokins. Like, I can remember as far back as like the MMPR Megazord getting announced and going like, that looks like the best figure of that toy that's ever going to be made, but I cannot afford it.
Yeah.
Figure of that toy. Oxymoron that. Hey, let's talk about some other morons. I'm just kidding. I'm sure she's a lovely person. Millie Bobby Brown is not going to be in Godzilla and Kong, which Buster and I can't seem to agree on whether or not we discussed the fact that the name Godzilla and Kong was announced already. The next MonsterVerse movie is called Godzilla and Kong.
Just a forgettable and lazy name. Like you're gonna confuse the poor people.
Yeah, I don't love it, but
it should have been like called like Godzilla featuring Kong or just something even sillier. Get silly, guys.
Godzilla featuring Kong from the Donkey Kong series.
God damn it. From the Universal Studios Productions or something, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, like her character was fine, but like her subplot in the last movie was so bad because she was surrounded by two very like unlikable characters.
Yeah, so, like, two bad American comedy relief characters.
Yeah, just
like they were. I didn't hate them. I didn't feel like they were as offensive as some of these characters that I'm about to mention, but they were certainly Michael Bay wacky side character.
Oh yeah, they totally have those Michael Bay vibes without like getting that degenerate.
But
good movies or possible good movies.
Also, before we move on from this, I just want to mention real quick. There's been a bit of misinformation going around because today, Legendary Pictures announced they have a new exclusive deal with Sony moving forward. A lot of people assumed that meant they weren't going to be doing any more MonsterVerse. They're still doing the MonsterVerse stuff with Warner Brothers. It's all their projects moving forward will be with Sony.
Yeah, Dune 2 is safe, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And you know what else is fine? Going to see movies in the theaters, which is what us Americans will be able to do. Because not only is Shin Ultraman coming to theaters in January, but in February, the fucking Decker movie is happening, and there's going to be a Fathom event for that, too. They just announced it right out at the gate. Fucking thank you, Subaraya.
Actually, no, okay. It says Japanese themes and online. So I think they're good. So I think you got this. I think you just saw theater and were like, oh, but no, it's just. Like,
I didn't see theater. You fucking told me theater the other night.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm an idiot. I don't know. I think I was talking about something else, but it's a feature film. It's a theatrical film. That's what I meant to say. But like, it'll also premiere on Subaraya Imagination in Japan, but like they're gonna probably do the rental thing they did of the Trigger movie, which hey, that was fun. And they're actually currently working on updating the Ultraman Connection video player, so this is probably what they're for.
That being said, though, I would love to go to see this in a theater.
Oh yeah, this would be, especially with Decker's like effects and like we love the character. That would be fun. The film itself is very interesting from both a conceptual and name set point. It's called Ultraman Decker Finale: Journey to the Beyond. And fellas,
are they going beyond the mysterious beyond?
Well, kinda, because this is gonna be the first Ultraman movie in a bit. That isn't Shin, like first like Ultraman movie to tie into a show. That isn't a crossover. This is gonna be like
just Decker the movie. This is Decker's summer movie.
Yeah, because like ever since Ginga S, they're all the Ultraman tie-in movies have always had crossover. Like either the past Ultra or a bunch of Ultras coming back. This is just Decker the movie, and this is where the Dynas we previously leaked come from, but it's gonna be spelled Dinas. Yeah, it's romanized as like it's not Dynas as like Dyna, it's Dinas. And that's like a character.
Dynas.
Yeah, it's a female Decker, which is neat. Although like from the leaks we've heard, oh, she's gonna get murked because. I fear because they also had like the leaks also had an Ultraman Decker Dinas form. Oh, she's gonna get murked and Decker's gonna use her like power to get a new form at the end. That's good. But like, hey,
hooray, sexism.
Yeah, but hopefully like the character and like the way they do the trope is okay. It's still inherently problematic trope, but it's like if they can do it okay.
Also, I find it interesting that they feature Flash and Miracle type of all forms on the poster. Like, you'd think they'd want to put either the movie exclusive or dynamic type on there.
No, the other one is that's Dinas.
Really? It looks just fucking like Miracle type. What the hell?
It's like it's more purple. Miracle type's more blue.
Also, it's hilarious. Like, the whole poster is Photoshop, but just how obviously Photoshopped into that bottom corner Hanijiro is.
Yeah. We stand.
My boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully that movie's good. Hopefully there will be a good way to watch it. Let's move on to Kamen Rider news. There's been official solicitations for SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Saber Primitive Dragon form. I don't know much about Saber. I've only seen this form in photos once or twice, but I actually like it better as a Figuart than I do as a physical suit.
This is Saber's Berserker form, and there's a pretty good story to it, and that's all I'll say. Because I don't want to spoil.
I like how he looks like he's wearing one of those glow-in-the-dark skeleton costumes.
Yeah, because it's like the idea is like the idea of the book he has. It's kind of it grabs the base, and then like when he gets the purified Berserker form, it grabs that book. It's like yeah. It also just has some really cool standby sound. Nice to see that like cool form get a figure.
Yeah. Alright, let's talk about real shit, because the fucking Geats scans for December are out. The Donbrothers scans are too, but we'll talk about them in a little bit. It's Geats time now, baby. We got the full look at Twin Command, which is pretty much exactly what we thought it would be. It is a form made up of 2 raised buckles, and you can swap them around. It's basically like advanced version of the regular buckles. And one set of top armor is a jet, and the other set is like a tank type thing.
Yeah.
I like this form. It's not It's no shining hopper, but it's a pretty good first upgrade form.
Yeah,
Looks
and
very
Tycoon is
Metal
able to use it.
Hero-esque.
It kind of reminds me of Gundam, basically, which I only bring up because one of my initial predictions from Geats was there would be some Gundam connection, like Gundam ref. So this is
Yeah,
like,
it does kind of have that bulky mecha robot look to it.
yeah, and I do like that both Geats and Tycoon can use it. So when inevitably Geats gets another upgrade, Tycoon can still use it for a bit. So that's nice.
Mhm. It's the gym bar of the show.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. It's neat.
Mhm.
But like
Also, Kamen Rider Glare is gonna be a thing. He's a purple thighs man.
honestly, the suit, I don't know how I feel about it. It doesn't really feel uniform of the other Geats riders. It kind of feels like a movie rider.
It
Like,
looks like a leftover build suit, honestly. Like
yeah,
it looks like a slight repaint remold of what's his name Evolts to me.
I can kind of see that in the armoring, but like the helmet is more Riot Trooper from Feist.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's okay. It's not as good as the other. Speaking of who could possibly be Glare.
Yeah, rumors are flying around about who that man is, but this week we got some announcements of new cast members for Kamen Rider Gates who are going to be showing up in next week's episode. First off is Ryo Kitamura. This is my first time reading these actor names. Will portray Nemoru. Okay, that's what I wanted to say, but then something in my brain told me that might be wrong. He is a man who holds a very high position in the Desire Grand Prix hierarchy. I believe some people have said he's the chairman, and other people have said he's just a higher rank guy than the Game Master. There's been conflicting reports. But we found Fowler, everybody.
Yeah, he got the Bowser energy.
Especially because his secretary, Sasumu, will be played by Saya Yatsumude.
Yeah.
Yatsumuda.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me pronounce the names next time.
I really should. She looks like a Japanese lady.
Yeah. I hope they are fun characters and they will shake up the story in fun ways that will make it fun.
Also, it really makes me think Geats' wish is going to come true in this arc, and this arc is going to be a lot shorter than we think. But
yeah, I've actually a part of me thinks Tycoon's wish is gonna come true, but I'll save that for the discussion.
Also, getting back to Twin Command news, the Revolve change figure was just announced today, and I actually think this is my favorite Revolve change so far. I really like how this just kind of looks like a robot man.
Yeah, this is a good Revolve change. And also, the line might last past the first quarter, because that's a big thing with like Kamen Rider gimmick lines. They haven't really lasted beyond the first quarter. So maybe
because the gimmick usually changes so drastically these days.
Yeah, so and also just like lack of engine. So maybe like they're gonna commit to this.
Hopefully. Remember back in the days of fucking O's combo change where you could do all the changes by the end of it?
Yeah, actually, I don't remember that. I mainly started following the news around X. Remember like exactly, but like I did imagine it because O's is like has a very fun gimmick line of toys and stuff.
Yeah, but that's all the Rider news for this week. So let's move into Sentai news. Wow, we're just breezing through news this week. First time in a while. I'm loving it. Hey, there was a Go Busters cast reunion, and friggin' Red Busters actor looks like he didn't know he was coming to that.
Yeah, or like he's just very tired. He's just very tired. Honestly, mood. Like he need like I mean, the actually Red Busters actor voices a character on TWIT, and I'm just like he's just like man. That's totally the vibe of like his character, which is I think Great Cross. I think Great Zed. He played it both in Sue and out of Sue voice role. And the lesson is go watch TWIT. It's really cool. It has a lot of Toku cameos.
Oh my god! You fuck. Hey, let's talk about the Donbrothers Scans. Nothing super new revealed in these, except it is our first look at the new character who's appearing next week, Don Killer, who he looks like the fucking civilian equivalent of a kit-bashed final arc suit that they didn't have the budget to make a new suit for.
I I can see that. I can see that.
Also, the Sarah brands are gonna wear the Santa outfits this year. Isn't that lovely?
Hey, that's it looks. I think the guy from last week, the celebration from last week, like will probably come back by then and be like, you have to celebrate Christmas or something like that, and because they look very tired in that picture. But yeah,
I want that. I want the Donbrothers Christmas episode to just be fucking Taro teaches Sonoi about the magic of Christmas.
that would be so good, and I really hope that happens. If not, I will write it.
Hey.
Maybe. Don't hold me accountable. But yeah, I hope Don Keller gets a suit because I do like his drip, and I think he can provide some interesting story. Apparently, the reason he gets out is just because Jiro presses the wrong button, which is the most Don Brothers thing you could do for an out of nowhere character.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. I'm really excited to see. And like, we don't see a suit here, but remember, the month is ending, so maybe they'll show a suit next one. So.
Yeah, we might. Maybe he shows up, and like part of the point of next week's episode is that he's just such a badass out of suit, but then he transforms in the last shot or something because of Inoue.
Yeah, and like it's just a lot of Toei shows do that these days, where they hide it until the last shot, and then it's like preview. He's gonna do fighting next. I feel like ever since Geo did that with Tsukiyomi, that's kind of been a trend.
Also in Donbrothers news, there was a Donbrothers stage show recently that heavily revolved around Kijino, because it was written by Kijino's actor.
That's amazing.
And he becomes a friggin' Hito skinny again, and it's a kit bashed Kiji Brother suit, and it looks like in another rider suit, honestly.
It more looks like the side grade I keep thinking they would get, like Inoue or Kiji would have gotten, like to remove the CGI budget, but but I still hope the suit shows up in the show, but stage show suits barely affect the main show ever. I think the only time it ever happened was Zengen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks neat. I wouldn't be too bothered if it did or didn't show up, honestly, because of how flippant that has been sometimes in Donbrothers. But hey, that's enough about Donbrothers. It's time to talk about the new hot, sexy, pretty fuckable, oh my god, Sentai. Fucking Donbrothers, or fucking King-OhGer is coming to town, everybody. You look at their silhouettes.
I like how unique each of the silhouettes are.
Yeah, they look more like Kamen Riders than a Sentai team just from their outlines.
And it looks like they got like Kamen Rider Beast style sidekick.
Or at least two of them do.
Yeah, I think like one of them was like holding a shield.
Mm-hmm. Also, those bumps around the helmets, man.
Yeah, they're probably freaking crowns.
Please, crowns and TRs for my Rangers, please.
Yeah, would go hard. We'll probably have the suits either by next week or December, because we got the full Donbrothers revealed December, so we'll probably get the full King December.
Yeah, it's neat that that's happening. Hey, let's talk about a little bit of Power Rangers news. First and foremost, I don't usually talk about fan projects on this show, but something that has been sweeping through the entire fandom today, and is really, really cool and worth your time checking out, a group called Counter 656, who is a stop motion animation maker and has been doing it for years, although I hadn't heard of them until today. Put out a recreation of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers opening using entirely stop motion animation with official figures and custom items. And it is immaculate. I admit, as a toy fan, I don't pay nearly as much attention to stop motion as I should. But this is the most impressive one I've seen in years.
Yo,
it is well worth your time checking out.
It goes hard. I freaking love how like one of Rita's minions is Bowser. That's hilarious.
I love it too, especially because it has like this guy. I don't know if he's worked on the show, but he has like a similar aesthetic and philosophy to how his stop motion is made visually to Robot Chicken, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but without any of the crude humor of that show. Like, this feels very earnest.
Yeah, like especially with the mouth movements during the morph sequence. That's very Robot Chicken. It's neat, and there's so many cool details, and just I like this a lot. This is legit probably the best Power Rangers fan work I've seen all year.
Yeah,
there's not really much competition, but yeah. Oh wait, there was that. No, that's a Beetleborgs thing.
I mean, there were a few Power Reviews episodes this year.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah. Well, I that's an old entity at this, so.
Yeah. But no, that's great. Go check it out if you haven't. Link will be in the video description. As will the link for all the news links and the next and final bit of news we have to talk about, which is the final table read for Power Rangers Cosmic Fury has taken place. There's a lovely little photo of the whole cast sitting around, getting ready to read their scripts. And I guess that means Cosmic Fury will probably be wrapped filming within the next few weeks, because I think they said they wanted to have everybody back in time for Christmas. So pretty exciting and interesting how breezy this production has come off.
Yeah, very breezy, like from like the outsider perspective. And again, like we're probably not gonna see it for a while because freaking they gotta do all the special effects stuff. If they want to be like, because apparently the final battle of Dino Fury took like 4 months of special effects to get done, and that was a very impressive final battle, especially for Power Rangers, which is very much known for stock footage. So I'm like, if they want to like up the stakes and want to get the space stuff right, they're gonna want to take their times. Like probably the rumor, because there's a rumor saying it's probably not gonna release till like the this next year's Power Rangers Day. So that's probably what's gonna happen. Like August 28th, we're not gonna see this, which is fine. You know, we have other stuff to worry about in the meantime. So also, something I want to point out about this photo. Izzy's girlfriend, they were good roommates.
Yeah, Fran's actress is there, so Fran is going to be in the last episode.
Or maybe even more. Maybe they'll give her a ranger suit. I'm on cold.
I would love that, but I'm not even going to try and get my hopes up.
Yeah.
Although I find it really cute that Izzy and all these actors have color-coordinated water bottles. Also, I'll fucking bring this up since we were just talking about his shit. Jacob Brody has the same dress sense as Campbell Cooley, apparently.
Oh yeah, Campbell Cooley's there. So yeah, he's probably voicing a character.
Yeah. So yeah, very excited for more, or I guess for Cosmic Fury in general, because we haven't gotten any of Cosmic Fury yet, though we've seen plenty of this cast. And hopefully we'll hear more about when that's happening soon. But for now, Buster, take us on to this week's new releases.
All right, Ultraman Decker, episode 19, Warriors on the Moon.
This was a fun episode.
This was a solid follow-up to the Trigger Decker crossover. Just like, hey, Decker got flung into space and he has to freaking finalize his resolve, which was a good moment. And yeah, honestly, the only really complaint I have about this episode is Trigger was weak show, so a lot of I mean they have been like somewhat redeeming Trigger, but I still got like
I have enjoyed Kengo way more in this show than I did in his own.
Yeah, he do got better dripping as well.
So he does get a little bit mooked at one point in this episode, so Kanata can have a character moment. But like that's kind of the overarching thing about this episode is just like reaffirming even more what Kanata's motivations are going forward into the final arc. Like there's
nice. You could really tell Sakamoto directed this episode.
Oh yeah, fucking the thing I'm the hugest mark for in Ultraman, because it's an unusual thing of a ground level fight, this time with 2 Ultras.
Yeah, especially because like they didn't want to explode the moon base and stuff, so that's neat.
I also just getting back to Trigger's inclusion, I love how it feels like we're building this little self-contained universe with the new generation shows for the Heisei Ultraman. With
you mean Reiwa?
Like with like its new generation of Tiga, Dinah, and Gaia.
Yeah,
it feels like it's its own little universe. Like there's not a whole lot of past lore you need to keep up with, but it keeps building on itself and living and breathing. And it doesn't feel contrived that we're bringing things back in. Like, yes, Trigger comes out of nowhere to save Kanata, but they almost immediately explain why he was there, and it makes perfect sense.
The Kaya, or whatever the Gaia, like, reboot is, like, kind of continues this.
I would love it if, obviously don't overshadow the cast of that show, but have frickin' Kengo and Kanata show up a couple times in that show.
Yeah, especially if they do it as well as they do in Decker, where it's just like all the Trigger cameos in Decker don't really feel too intrusive. Yeah.
And I just realized it would be so fucking dope if the Kaya movie is a crossover between all three of them that just puts a little bow on this universe before we move on.
Yeah, that would probably be the best. That's probably what the Kaya movie's gonna be. But we're thinking like 2025, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Got
good action, good, just a solid, fun episode, and also Hanjiro, what a bro, looking out for Kanada.
that shit was so cornball that I wanted to get mad at it, but I just couldn't because it was adorable.
Yeah, like Hanjiro would just be like, yeah, I'm not, you schmucker, you know.
Mm-hmm. And we got to see Kanata's parents, which was nice.
Yeah, that was and then kind of like finalize Kanada's resolve, like, yeah, I will help you.
I will be a good boy. How about that?
Yeah, like he's not just like doing it without purpose now. He finally has his purpose. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What a son of man who is grown up and is a man for all to see.
That's a funny way to put it. All right, speaking of men,
Blame Phil Collins.
Phil Collins wrote that lyric?
Yeah, that's a lyric from one of the main songs from Disney's Tarzan.
I have not seen Tarzan in a bit, so forgive me.
You should rewatch it. It's an unsung classic in my opinion.
I was more of a Pixar guy growing up, but anyway. Kamen Rider Saber had a spin-off that wasn't terrible for that we all initially thought. The Saber spin-off, Kamen Rider Sabala and Kamen Rider Durandal. Man, why do they keep writing Durandal so well in the spin-off material? I wish he was like as this charismatic in the actual. I mean, they're kind of like. I wish like he's not a bad character in the Saber show, but he kind of doesn't really do anything like personality-wise until the final arc. He's merely an obstacle, or then just an extra hand in his own show. But like from the Zenkaiger crossover and now this, like they really give him like a lot of like dorky personality. I love it. And you know they beat the incest allegations. Everybody, they did it.
Yay!
And yeah, Rekka gets some cool moments too, like how she kind of wants to like get out of the shadow of her brother. And that's it. Yeah, I mean it's a fine special. I don't see it like as hype as everyone was making out to be, but it's a solid special that.
Hooray! I didn't fucking watch it, and I just realized I'm gonna have to get a screen cap on one of those characters to put in the show art.
I'll get you some.
Hooray! I don't have to do as much work.
Yeah. Speaking of work, okay, that's a bit harsh. We have the Revice Summer movie, Kamen Rider Revice, Battle Familia.
This was okay. It wasn't great, but it was solid. I liked it.
This was kind of messy, not gonna lie. Like, it feels like the movie should have ended halfway through.
See, I saw you say that on Twitter, and I was prepared for it, but honestly, no. I feel like this movie just about justifies its length. It is slow at points, but it feels like it's always slow for a reason. Like they take time out to do certain important things for the overall story of this movie. Except for when Geats shows up. That's just fucking throwing on the brake to be like, please be excited.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of like every Kamen Rider Summer movie cameo. What else? Okay, so my overall thoughts. Like, the villain was fine. I liked his repeated use of "game on," but that's
He's a fucking gamer, bro.
Yeah,
we did it.
He's the oldest gamer alive.
Mm-hmm. I actually liked his suit a lot more than I thought I was going to. It's probably my favorite of the Kamara driver suits.
It's fine. I prefer Juga's.
You need to look at Juga again. I haven't seen an image of Juga in a minute. Let me.
Yeah, but like the characters, it was fine. Like I felt like literally everything the trailer was hyping just kind of ended 30 minutes in. Like Kamen Rider Igarashi only debuts around the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, there's one scene of Igarashi, and it's fucking awful, honestly. Because it's like a complete ass pull to get the form to happen. And then the one fight scene they have of it, the audio is total jank.
Yeah, like
it should be this fucking amazing fight set to go with the flow, but they keep like turning the volume on it way down to have belt sounds play, and it's the most annoying shit ever.
Yeah, no, that wasn't. I mean, like, okay, I didn't really mind the pull that much because it kind of like added some characterization of like how the mother is the light. And also just her quote unquote demon is like total Final Fantasy Shin Megami Tensei demon design, so I dug that. But like it just everything else is just kind of like, eh. And then, like, what do you mean by the movie should have ended halfway through? It felt like Geats, like, was it like that? After his cameo, I felt like the movie should have ended there. But like, kind of kept going.
I think it's just because Geats is literally just a piss break scene. Like, it is 5 minutes of this does not matter.
Yeah, 5 minutes of let's promote the freaking show we're about to release. I mean, it's a good fight scene. It's a really good film.
Yeah, like that's obviously the strongest thing about this movie, except for the fucking Kamen Rider Igarashi scene. All the fights are beautiful.
Yeah.
Like literally about 10 minutes into this, because I had forgotten, we probably talked about him getting announced for it on the show, but I had forgotten who was writing and directing this. So about 10 minutes in, I just went, oh lord, is this some Koichi Sakamoto? And I went on the wiki, and sure enough, it was.
Oh, Sakamoto did this?
Yeah, Sakamoto did this.
Yeah, okay, no, that makes way more sense now. Okay.
Wait, you fucking said it was Sakamoto 3 minutes ago.
Did I? No, that was
yes.
the Decker episode.
Oh, yeah, it was. Okay. We're both stupid.
Okay. But yeah, honestly, I kind of like, I'm not really the biggest fan of summer movies to begin with. I like it when they have like a character or a bigger theme. This kind of felt like, okay, it's Revice and with a bunch of big budget action scenes. The action scenes are fine, but I didn't really, I don't know, I'm kind of tapped out on Revice right now, so I'm just, I wasn't really in the mood to be invested.
I mean, like, the thing is, I was kind of looking for something to make me feel a little bit better about Revice, because Revice, the show itself, left a pretty rough taste in my mouth, and I feel like this was a much better cap off to it, despite some weirdness, like the fact that the most powerful suit Daiji ever uses is live. And I'm like, dude, don't you have, like, 3 more powerful suits than that?
I don't know, maybe it was like, maybe they weren't using that at the time.
Mm-hmm. Also, Vice is there, and there's no issues, even though this supposedly takes place after the show.
No, this is not after the show. This is like before. This is like before the final arc.
Oh, I could have sworn this released.
It released around the finale, but it takes place like before the final arc.
Oh, okay. Well, that still doesn't explain why Holy Live is never used.
Yeah, well, what's up with that? Like, I like that suit. I don't like the live suit. I like the Holy Live and that upgrade they gave.
But then there's my other huge nitpick about this movie, which is, well, I like Diamond's suit. I like his English moments. I don't like his character on the whole, because he is a very lazy, tropey, generic, immortal character of just like, I tried to be a good boy for a while, and then I realized humans were bad, and all my friends kept dying, so I got sad and stopped being a real person for a while, and now I'm angry, and I'm going to kill everybody, like, I can stay immortal more, even though I was literally just longing for death 10 seconds ago in the flashbacks, and fucking, I've talked about this before in places, but I don't know if I've ever said this on TWIT. I fucking hate and have been tired of, since I was like in my late teens, of immortal characters who are sad that they're immortal because their friends keep dying. Because if it's just being a fucking idiot. It's great that you're immortal because you get to carry your friends' memories on forever. They're never truly dead because you will always remember them.
You see, that could have that was way more than I thought, because it's just the character didn't really communicate those ideas really well to me, or like gave like a big impression. It was just kind of like background filler, the game on. So. Yeah,
it's so like it is so just basic and only shows up for a couple seconds at a time to do like very clumsy flashbacks.
Yeah.
Like,
also, Chimera's here. He didn't really need to be here, but hey, it's night.
I love how they kept showing like little snippets of footage from Birth of Chimera. Like, hey, in case you didn't watch this, but you're still not gonna fully get it if you didn't watch that. And we fucking watched that and talked about it on the show, and our review was literally like, this makes no sense without having seen the movie.
Yeah, just doesn't
like a fucking Siamese twin over here.
I don't know. It was fine. That's my review of the. Yeah,
I will say I did like a lot of the characterization for the show cast in this. I enjoyed what was done with the Igarashis. Iki's always fun. I like that he gets a big out of suit fight in this. Daiji was probably his least. Come on, man. I've seen him in forever in this. And Sakura's always great. Good stuff for the mom, like we talked about. Even though her big moment is kind of an asshole, in my opinion. And I feel like the dad is a bit of an MVP here, as
he gets to be like
always.
Deathstream with his like sibling, that's offsprings. I don't know.
Yeah, and I love how they kept like teasing it. They kept going like, "Oh, he's gonna go for the driver. Oh, something's come up. Oh, he's gonna go for the driver. Oh, something's come up." And then he finally goes for the driver, and you're like, "Fuck yeah!" And also, I just love the scene where he was given fatherly advice to Chimera. Like, I kind of like the idea of him just being every Kamen Rider's dad show from now on.
Yeah.
Like, I would
hope he
love
appears in
it if he just showed up in Geats and was like, "Yo, Ace, let me lay some words of wisdom on you," and didn't even transform. He just showed up for a scene and left.
Yeah, that would be great if they just Also, the movie is like he's kind of like a footnote in this whole movie, but freaking the green dead man comes back just to be like, hey, I'm here to fulfill summer movie contract, but doesn't really.
Yeah, that's basically all the dead man's in this.
Yeah, like but it was nice to see more Tamaki Overdemon. Also, actually, we didn't really talk about this, but apparently Overdemons has a new suit in the Ryuki movie.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. The new Overdemons looks neat.
Yeah, it is way better than the old Overs. I don't know. Some people are saying they made the suit worse, and I'm like, the color balance is way better. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's all for the revised Battle Familia. We'll see you guys in the V Cinema, where I'll probably not. Hopefully, I'll be like either just as apathetically okay, or I'll actually.
What the fuck is the V Cinema again?
Daiji and Hiromi.
Oh man!
I really hope it's gonna be Daiji focused probably, but with Hiromi is gonna be like the secondary. So I hope the Hiromi.
Also, fucking Hiromi in this movie just being Hawkeye.
Yeah, he never transformed in this movie. Yeah.
No, he's just running around with his bow and arrow and his stupid tactical vest and hoodie.
Lame. But you know, it's not lame. Kamen Geats episode 12, Stratagem 3, Slut Fever.
Yeah, I didn't love this episode. It was mostly just kind of moving us along from one plot point to the next. But it did a solid job of that, and there's a few cool moments in here, like Tycoon getting his memories back.
Yeah, I'd say the first act and the last act of the episode are like peak Geats, while this middle is kind of drags a bit, but it's okay. Basically when Tycoon gets his memories back and fully comes back as a writer, and and then the last act where everyone is like uses the slot machines, and old man writer retires, but is like, hey, he positively impacted Keiwa, and yeah, that's good.
Yeah. The fucking Keiwa's new wish though. I really like it. It shows character growth in a really cool and interesting way. And it has me rooting for someone other than Geats to win the Desire Grand Prix.
Yeah, okay, now here's my theory. I know a couple people have pitched this, and I like this pitch, so I'm going to say it on the show. The Keiwa wins, but a bunch of bad guys are going to come back as well. So that's going to...
Fucker Fest 2020.
Yeah, basically. 2023, that's probably what will happen.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I don't think Keiwa is going to win. I think Ace is going to win every arc until maybe the finale, and then somebody else will win to have like a big point made with the show. But I want Tycoon to win just because like that proposes so many interesting story opportunities just with the cast members we've had killed off so far. Because I don't know if I said, for the listeners who aren't watching Geats for some reason, why aren't you watching Geats? Go watch Geats. His new wish is that all the players who have been retired or died will come back.
Yeah, that proposes so many like interesting story opportunities. Even just like if that's still his wish till the end of the show, that's like a good way to cap it off.
Yeah.
Even if people call like, oh, the death means nothing in common, it never has meant anything. Sorry, guys.
Are you new?
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, good, solid stuff. I like seeing like everyone have symmetrical suits with fever wishes, and the scene where they all get the symmetrical suits is pretty good.
Yeah, that was clearly somebody just going like, let's please the OCD people for 1 second.
Yeah, and like it was nice to see like everyone had like a neat gold thing. I think Zombies Buffa's gold cape is like the best because it's just an extension of
kind of like the gold armpit webs that frickin' Monster gets.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love like the whole. That's like a cape. Yeah, that's pretty too. Although it makes me wish like, man, I wish like Punk Jack had a better armor to synchronize with than just Monster. But hey, what you gonna?
Yeah.
it's a solid episode that kind of moves everything along. I think next one's probably gonna be more interesting of the whole new characters and new like power ups.
Also, basically everyone knows now that fucking Geats and the staff of the Grand Prix are at odds with each other.
Yeah, so people are gonna be taking sides soon, probably. Now we got to Avatar Sentai Donbrothers, episode 38, Flabbergasted Cooking.
So I guess Inoue finally read Food Wars.
No, finally finished Kabuto. Like, someone put it best. Donbrothers is like
the secret Kabuto finale. I love it.
It's like someone put it best. Donbrothers is like if every crazy arc of like Kabuto was the whole show. And I'm like, this totally gives off like crackheaded Kabuto. And it's just freaking everyone's mooching off Tsubasa, which just proves he is the most normal guy. He is like everyone mooching off this dude, everyone being mean to him, man.
I like how you say he's the most normal guy here when we're discussing an episode where we find out that being a fugitive runs in this man's family.
Wait, what happened?
Remember, he talks about his dad. He says, "Oh, my dad taught me to cook. He was a fugitive too."
Oh, why? I completely blanked that out. Oof. Yeah. I mean, like maybe it was an accidental. I don't think that would mean anything.
Also, thanks to the fucking bestial shenanigans last week, he's immediately a fugitive again.
Yeah. Like I think he talked it out with.
Hopefully, probably, maybe he's fucking got a phone number for Haruka's aunt.
Yeah, because it seems like he's on good terms. And then freaking he goes to see Kiji, who's like still like who's flabbergasted at like the freaking like Miho doll, and he's like, and he doesn't really tell anyone because
oh no, my man's is not well.
Yeah, just oh man, it's everything's just like. And then, like, freaking Haruka, Saru, everyone bickering at the dinner table. And it's just, like, Tsubasa has to save
that scene was so fucking good. That was just, like, that was the bullshit of Donbrothers peaking right there.
Yeah, and then just Tsubasa has to save everyone by, like, cooking for the one. But then, like, a freaking, like, monster, like, starts eating everyone. It's like, well, Tsubasa's there, and then, like, a bunch of Tsubasa and a bunch of people who also got eaten just freaking get Helheim fruit. What's that gonna mean? And then, because they take the Helheim fruit when they all escape. So, what's that gonna mean? I don't know.
I don't think that actually means anything. I think the most effect that will have is, like, post-show, Tsubasa becomes a world-famous chef by harvesting those.
I could see that for, like, the verse. What else? Yeah, pretty solid episode. A lot of wacky things. Also, just Inoue and the Saru brother and Kiji brother all fighting and then having to apologize when they all to get the ingredients. That's cute.
One little moment I really liked though is when the monster show, like fucking Jiro getting back in the main story this week. And
yeah, when he
like
says
the little moment,
her like his childhood friend,
Rumi.
Yeah, Rumi. Yeah.
And we find out that like she clearly likes him, but she's like, this dude is a lot.
Yeah. It's like, this guy.
Like that makes me think at some point he's gonna confess his feelings to her, and she's gonna be like, yeah, no.
Oof. I think she might say,
But like the moment I was trying to talk about when the Donbrothers find out that the critic lady is the monster, the way the little touch of just like, oh shit is serious now, let's put aside our differences, of Jiro just being like, Taro, let's go, and then standing up at the same time and changing at the table, that was so badass.
Yeah, that's good shit. Yeah. Just it's solid. Like it feels like every Tsubasa Focus episode is a bit like a chiller Donbrothers than we're used to. And like next week's gonna probably get back to Wacky Town because of Don Killer.
Yeah, Donbrothers has two moods. There's Wacky Town and there's Chiller Filler.
Yeah, Chiller Filler with a spice of wackiness. All right, that's all the new releases. Vac, you start talking about the chapter you read of the Kamen Rider.
I read chapter 3. I don't have much to say in addition to chapters 1 and 2. I don't know. It's fucking... I've always been one of those guys where you go to comics much older than like the late 70s and start having that, the sensibilities of this are just not to my taste at all. Like, I almost said Inoue. Fucking Ishinomori's art is really good when he's drawing Kamen Rider and the monsters, but anything else just kind of looks like he scribbled it down real fast to me. And the story is so like just base amounts of characterization just to get you from point A to point B so he can draw cool shit, that it's like I get it. It's very of its time, but there's not a lot for me to sink my teeth into as a writing and story guy. Like, it's so simplistic that it almost feels like I'm reading nothing at all. And like I know there's people out there who will say that's blasphemy. That's just how I feel when reading stuff like this. And I mean, there is interesting things happening. I like the whole dynamic of fucking Spider-Man coming back and being like, "Hey, I want another shot at Kamen Rider," and Great Leader being like, "Nah, we're just gonna kill you," and then another monster pleading his case. So he gets an upgrade and a sidekick. Like that was an interesting concept for a story. I just don't feel like Ishinomori did much after that scene. But yeah, I don't know. There's plenty more of this for me to read. I'll probably read another chapter tonight.
Like I saw some people talking about how the way the manga ends, and I'm like, you gotta keep reading. I think you'll find the ending. You might hate it, but it'll be like entertaining to talk about this.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna read all of it. I'm just taking my time with it, and right now the one chapter I had time to read this week wasn't super to my taste.
Okay. Robert, it's like the middle of the story volume ambience thing. It's just a thick book. I'm looking at my copy on the shelf. It's super thick.
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's like 900 pages. Like, good price for $30, but also super hard to read. Like, I might have to pick up a digital copy, but I already support the physical official release, so I don't feel as bad about reading a digital copy. Anyway, speaking of Ishinomori, I watched Voice Logger. Let me explain. All right.
What the fuck is Voice Logger? I feel like this show just came out of the ether this week. I've never heard of it before.
All right, I heard about this before. But this week, I decided to start watching it because a friend was Voice Logger. Okay, let me explain. This is credited as Ishinomori's last tokusatsu work. That's kind of a lie. Kind of. Because Ishinomori did the initial conceptual work, and he passed away. The other writers came in to kind of like work off his concepts, and we have the show we have today. So Voice Logger is basically a tokusatsu show.
So it's another Kuga.
No, it's far from...
oh no, I'm not saying in tone, I'm saying in production.
No, kind of in production. So Voice Logger is about 4 children who they were about to be sacrificed to unleash great evil when they were kids. Then Voice Logger Gold came in to save them all. Now as adults, they're all voice actors in the Japanese voice acting industry.
They're seiyus?
Seiyus, voice idols, as the translation calls them. And they fight evil as the Voice Sluggers. First 7 episodes are pretty chill. There's some what the frick moments in it. With especially the end of I think episode 3 was it, where they save this side character, and then the side character immediately gets decapitated. It's a robot.
Oh my god!
It's a robot, but then they rebuild her in the next episode.
What was the show? Who was the show aimed at? What was the age demographic?
Adults, but it's not really graphic. It's not really Garo Shogeki Goregon of adult tone. It's more this is just there's a lot of chill vibes in the first half of this show. And it feels you got these adult characters living life, doing their job, getting bonding with each other. There's a female red sentient, and she's super adorable. She's constantly making references to Kamen Rider and other Showa era tokusatsu. And then the freaking
references she's a fan, or just blink and you'll miss it references?
Oh no, fan. Literally, the first scene of her is her holding a Kamen Rider toy and explaining it to a kid.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, she is a fan. She's a fan through and through. And then the freaking final arc happens. This is a 12 episode. I'm not gonna spoil everything that happens in the final arc, but we go from this is pretty chill to oh god, despair. I will be making a video about it. And that final arc was a lot, man. Almost a completely different show, but it all comes together to be one of the best Sentai homages out there.
Interesting.
It's probably it's a well done if you have to call it a deconstruction. I think it is a very good deconstruction of what makes Sentai and of just Ishinomori's tropes and work. So check it out. It's only 12 episodes. It's fully subbed. I can find it on YouTube. Go ahead.
Before you move on to your other thing, can we backtrack for a bit? 1 second?
Sure, go ahead. Ask all the questions you want about.
I'm shocked you didn't bring up that there's a Chainsaw Man reference in the Revice movie.
There is?
Yeah, I was just looking back through my screen caps. Remember that Scrimblow who turned into a monster mash on the plane?
Was that Pochita?
Look at his fucking head.
Okay, I don't think that's a direct Chainsaw Man reference, but also, whoa!
Yeah, it's a visual reference.
Yeah, this is Chainsaw Man was the manga was part one of the manga was I can see like someone purposely putting it there. I did not pay attention to the monster mashes at all. I'm sorry. They were just kind of mooks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
George's Demon was a total, like, they just had a comedian come in and do his thing for a couple scenes.
Yeah, he was okay. Oh, the okay. But yeah, Voice Lugger, go check it out. Please. It is legit one of the best things I've seen this year. That even though it came out in 1999. Anyway, Grand Caesar, I watched more of it. I watched up to episode 14. I basically watched up to the first arc. Wow, the show likes to take its time, because basically, here's the thing with Grand Caesar. First half of the show, first 12 episodes, is basically like, we transitioned from Battle Royale to traditional Monster of the Week, where it's like, everyone's fighting each other in the first arc, but then everyone starts to get along to, like, fight a common evil. And then, like, the current arc we're on introduces, like, the Water Guys, the final, like, tribe, because there's 12 Grand Caesars in total. And we currently have the Wind Tribe, the Purple Guys, the Earth Tribe, the Yellow Guys, and the Flame Tribe, the Red Guys. And they're like, there's 3 of each. And then we have the last 3, which are the Water Guys, and they're getting introduced in this episode. I love the Water Guys suits. They're some of the best. Yeah, pretty simple. There's not really much to say right now. It's still kind of like introducing toys. It's fine characters. It's okay. It's not really like, it's very simplistic, but very stylish. Well, not like Garo stylish, but like in terms of like, it's like tropes and tone. Also, apparently an infamous, like, perverted tokusatsu joke comes from these episodes, and I'm like, that was grown-worthy as I expected.
Oh.
It's like, where it's like a character staring at a female character in a swimsuit, and the female character slaps him saying, "Stop imagining me in 7." I thought that was from Changeron. I didn't think it was from Grand Caesar.
Oh man, I love anime from 2004.
Yeah, I mean, the show came out in 2003, 2002. You ain't wrong. Yeah, I'm kind of underwhelmed. Besides the suits, I'm kind of underwhelmed by Grand Caesar at the moment. It kind of feels like it needs, like, a second act. Like, it feels like we're still being introduced to the whole world. Like, it's going very slow. Episode 13 is when we get Foot Soldier. That's how, like...
Oh, fuck?
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. This show likes to take its time.
How long is the show?
It's like 50 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Like, each of the Toho Star God shows are like 50 episodes, except for Caesar X, which got, like, the only reason it wasn't, it's because it got a short run. It got canceled, and that's what, like, led to the death of the Star God show. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of, I hope, like, the rest of Grand Caesar and the other, Star God shows can pick it up, because I'm kind of underwhelmed right now. Yeah, so that was just me talking about a bunch of non-Toei Toku for, like, a long time.
Hey, this is nothing to shake a stick at.
Yeah.
Where can they go watch you talk about more Toku though, Buster?
Yeah, at the True Buster YouTube channel, everything important from the Buster Corp channel has been re-uploaded there, plus a new review on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. If there's any videos missing you want to, like, see on the channel, let me know, because I am very much open to, like, even if I'm not a fan of the video, I will repost it if there's a demand for it.
Yeah, now taking requests.
Yeah, I'm not taking requests for anything on my backlog. The Kamen Rider stuff will be like the next video I'm planning. And just check it out. I mean, my Shogeki Gorgon video is like now the most viewed video on that channel, which is like nuts to me. I checked if there was a bot, and apparently it's not bots. It's just YouTube recommendation. I guess people are just really interested in the show.
I didn't know you could specifically check for bots on YouTube.
Well, it's like I tried. It's like search terms. Like I checked search terms, and those usually are like give bots, and like. From what I've seen, like, these weren't bots. These are just genuine. I think. I could be wrong.
Oh.
I could be wrong, though, because I didn't really check the search terms. I really just checked where people are finding the video, but whatever. Yeah, go subscribe. Also, follow me on Twitter if it's still there, and I also have a Tumblr where I casually use it, so go.
Yay, woohoo, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, I am the Vacuuminator. I make YouTube videos about tokusatsu and things. You can find them at youtube.com/thevacuuminator. Go check out my new video about Ultraman Z. I can't remember if it had dropped before the last episode or not, but it's still there. It's still new. It's all nice and shiny, so go put your mitts all over it. Get lots of fingerprints on it. Get lots of views on it. Get lots of likes on it. Get lots of comments on it. Please help me out in the algorithm, people. Also follow me on Twitter at the Vacuuminator, on Tumblr, the Vacuuminator, and on Instagram, _Vacuuminator. But folks, that's it for this week in Tokusatsu. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you back here next week to discuss whatever happens that week in Tokusatsu.
Bye.